Appreciate the public being patient with us to get all 5 commissioners here and available to have quorum. We are going to start the meeting, call to order, and roll call.
Commissioner Ahern.
Here.
We have Commissioner Matsubara,
Here.
Commissioner McBride,
Here.
and Commissioner Molina.
Here.
And we had Chair Turlip.
Here.
Yes. You have quorum.
Great, we have quorum. We'll go ahead and start the meeting, starting with agenda item 3. Interested persons from the public who want to provide oral testimony on any agenda item may do so at this time or at the specific time of the agenda is called. Public testimony may be limited to only 3 minutes per the agenda item. I'd like to open the floor for any of the public that is here to offer testimony or comment, or you could wait to the agenda item. No? If there's none, we're going to close the statements and move on to new business. Item 4. We're going to review taxi cab applications for new certificates of public conveyance as a necessity to operate in the county of Hawaii. We have 2 applicants. And I believe both of them are present. And excuse me if I say this wrong. Is it Renate?
Yeah, Renate.
Renate Ginaria
Gedaria. Yeah.
On behalf of 7 Ships Transport and Tours, Leo Morales. All right, on behalf of Dustin Taxi. I would like to make a motion to, if the commissioners had time to review both, you do so now. I'd like to make a motion to either approve or deny them both at one time. Anyone like to second the motion or open for discussion? Good. Second? Yeah. We have a second. So if you've had time to review the applications, I move to discuss any of the applicants.
So I'm so sorry, Chair.
Yes.
Just for clarity, so was the motion to approve or the motion was to deny?
The motion to discuss and to approve, so I'll open
Okay,
it to.
so motion to approve. You don't need a motion to discuss.
Okay, got it.
Just need a motion by Chair, second by Mr. Matsubara. Now it's discussion.
Got it. Okay, so we'll move on to discussion. Any public comment on the applications? Okay, if there's none, then I make a motion to vote on approval or denial. Could I get a second?
No,
Oh,
you don't need
I
a
don't have to
motion.
do it again?
Oh, yeah, just
Okay.
all those in favor.
All those in favor of approval, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
I think we have 5 ayes. All right, motion passed. Moving on to item new business number 2, revocations of the following certificates of public conveyance and necessity due to the discontinuance by the carrier of the business of transport passengers as a common carrier and passengers operating upon and using the public highway for a period of 30 days consecutively or more, or failure to renew his or taxi cab license for the year. I would like to make a motion to revocate them all at once. Make a vote to do that, with the exception of item number 4. CH 610 Generiso Garcia. For the reason he submitted a letter of request to keep his application, so I think we should consider him separately.
So if I may repeat, there's a motion by chair to revoke the following certificates of public convenience and necessity listed in item number 2, except
1 to 14, except
provision number 2.
except for.
Step 4. Second motion.
Second.
Discussion.
If we have any discussion on any of the revocations. None? Okay. We can vote now.
Yeah, all those in favor?
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
I think we have 5 ayes. Okay, revocations passed. Discussing, motion to discuss item 4 CH 610. He had, oh, do I have to go through that?
Yeah, no, I think it's important to put on the
Yeah.
record, what the commission should consider for him, and if there's, was there a correspondence in the board packet?
There was.
General Sol Garcia?
Yes.
So he submitted a letter to the commissioners on 12/2.
All right, I don't see that in the.
I think everybody's time to do it. Right.
That is our packet.
Yes, it's right after.
The-
Location.
Garcia.
Yes.
Open the floor for any discussion.
How long was it? He said his car was down. How long was it down for?
The only information I have is what.
Is what they have.
Yeah, unless someone could provide more detail.
So this one,
Did it say what kind of car he has?
I think it's in his application.
so basically the commission would be considering
Wait, hold it.
revocation for Mr. Garcia because he did not operate upon and use basically his service for the period of 30 or more days, or has not renewed his taxi cab license. Is it the renewal part that we're considering revocation? Or was it the 30 days?
So the renewal by June 30, 2025.
Okay.
Yeah, so he didn't renew by then. Up until him submitting this letter, he still didn't renew the beginning of December. And then up until today, he still hasn't
He still
renewed.
doesn't.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you should put your.
John, it's a 2016 Mercedes.
Yeah.
Van.
Okay, well, I think as much as we know, our decision here today is to either to allow and renew or to include him in the revocations. So I think
I would suggest that. If you went over the 30 days, they can reapply. Things could have changed. Over the number of months go by. We have more current information rather than old information.
motion to, or could I get the vote or?
Well, can I? Do I
Yeah.
make a motion?
think so.
I'm so sorry, I'm just rereading the county code on revocation, just to make sure he's not entitled to a hearing on the revocation itself. Have you heard from him at all about whether he's requesting a hearing, or is it just the letter?
Just the letter. So he said he wouldn't be able to make it in person, so that's why he submitted the letter to us. He was notified of the meeting though, within or 15 days.
So why is he not paying for his license? Because the car is not running yet?
Yeah, so his car was down. So he is also a Hele-On bus driver. So that's his full-time job, so.
And he does it on the side.
Yeah.
So it's been what, over 6 months since,
So he would have had to renew on June 30th, 2025.
yeah.
It's January, still never renewed,
Mhm.
so
It's the months, number.
you would think that he would need to submit a new application.
Makes sense.
Would that be applicable? Because it's over 6 months. If he paid his license,
So I think what he wants to do is keep his CH number, his CH 610, and when he's ready to renew, then he'll go ahead with
but
CH.
that's unfair for everybody else, right?
Is that their standard
Right?
practice?
Are we gonna
That's
allow?
their standard practice.
You make exception for one, you gotta make the exception for
Are we
everybody.
gonna allow for one time only, or are we gonna, as commissioners, are we gonna allow a new practice from going forward?
I hate creating new rules. I hate creating, if there's something in place already, should just follow that.
You'd wanna be consistent.
Yeah. So before by 6 months, if you're not gonna pay, you would revoke, right?
It sounds like we're all heading right to the same direction, so
I mean, come on,
we're just
with it.
waiting to hear.
I couldn't find anything that would require a hearing prior to the revocation. The commission has the authority to revoke, so ultimately it's up to you folks, unless you guys wanna allow him an opportunity to address the commission at a next meeting, but that's up to you guys.
So I think the question posed right now is to either allow and push this to the next meeting to give him an opportunity. Or revoke his license.
I think he gonna wait longer. For a license, if he revoke him and reapply, he can get his license faster than the next meeting.
So you guys wanna take a vote on
So
uh
just need a motion
motion?
to revoke.
I make a motion to revoke.
I second. Nays or yays in regards to revoking his license. Yay,
Yes,
Yeah.
Rose,
Yep, revoke.
Chelsea,
Yay, revoke.
okay, we have 5 yays, his license is revoked. All right, moving on to agenda item 3, revocation of the following certificates of public conveyance and necessity due to the failure to obtain taxi cab license for the current year within 30 days after the certificate is granted, and failure to obtain taxi cab license after submission of written request for the extension. Like to make a motion to vote on these applications all at once, as we did previously. Could I get a second?
you have a motion in
So is it, motion to revoke the applicants set forth in agenda item 3?
Agenda item 3, 1 and 2.
So. Mr. McBride?
I make a motion to revoke.
Thank you.
More discussion.
Any discussion?
No.
I'm sorry, Chelsea, a little louder.
I didn't say anything. It wasn't me.
Okay,
Oh.
thank you. Uh. Move for a vote and
All those in favor?
all those in favor,
Right,
Aye.
5 ayes. Revocation. Move to revocate. All right, agenda number 5, we're gonna move to mass transit, oh, I'm sorry, 4. Moving to agenda item 4, discussion regarding holding dual licenses on one vehicle, taxi cab and PUC. Sure. Adding that.
Yeah, I put it on a agenda.
Okay,
And it's up for discussion.
it's up for discussion.
I guess what they see is that they have a dual with one vehicle. I mean, you can have one company who has a taxi, and if they want to do PUC, they would need another vehicle to do PUC, because PUC is state and federally regulated, as taxi is regulated by county. Yeah, but you can see when you have one person doing two things, we're not sure that what they're doing. They're doing taxi or they're doing tours. And the complaint that's come through me through the tour company, they feel like, you know, they have taxis that are lining up in the taxis, but they're doing tours. And then they say, well, we can do tours too. But if you're lining up in a taxi line, then you should be doing just taxi. And so to help maybe make that clear, is if this vehicle is only taxi, then you only do taxi. If you want to do a PUC, you can do PUC with the same company, but you have to use another vehicle to do PUC, because that will now be regulated by state and federal. And the taxi would be regulated by county.
Hopefully the online can hear, it's still open for discussion regarding public or PUC versus, and cabs having the same use or function.
oh, so you saying because PUC, because PUC, you don't hustle in the airport. Taxi, you gotta hustle in the airport. Is that's a two different, that's
Two different worlds there.
and one is prearranged, one is not prearranged. And you have a problem for corner side or Hilo side?
I think both sides. You know, I hear from both sides, from the tour people.
Just so we keep the discussion open to everyone, we're gonna ask that everyone speak. And for a period of time, up to 3 minutes, and then offer it to the floor. Okay.
Yeah, so
Could you just state your names?
Renate Gedaria, one of the applicants for the taxi. I also have a PUC. So this will be a good discussion right now. So for PUC, the reasoning why we have the PUC right now is we have a lot of companies outside of Kona that actually contacts us, like Viator, Booking.com. They don't want the taxi rates. They want the like the flat rates. So flat rating is given by the PUCs, right? And so that's one purpose of the PUCs, give them like exact rate to give to the customers. Now the taxi, on the other hand, there's taxi line at the airport, there's taxi line at the pier, there's taxi line in Hilo, inside the pier, something like that. Being a dual purpose vehicle, because most of the PUCs actually only has one vehicle, only one driver, you know. So their business is actually like, if you just rely on the airport alone, it's not like every time it's busy, you know. So most of the time we actually have those prearranged customers outside of like they already like greeted and everything. That's what the PUC is for. So it's kind of like they know what they're paying already. It's a preset price. That's what we use the PUC for. Now the taxi, So I know what you're talking about is the taxi line, sometimes they use the PUC rate. Yeah, we actually do the tariff and everything, yeah. We're members with the Western Tariff Bureau. We have the standard guidelines of pricing and everything, up to how much we can charge. Yeah, so I know what you're talking about, that some of the taxi drivers are actually doing not PUC, doing like two things. But I'm suggesting that PUC is actually if it's regulated more with the taxi, it'll be good. Cause we're also competing against Uber. You know what I mean? If cause most of the time they'll ask us, they out of state, California, New York, they come before they even come here. Oh, how much for this rate? Like that, you know? So we can give them a flat rate or right away if you have a PUC. You know what I mean? Then we can pre-arrange it. That's actually one advantage of having a PUC and taxi at the same time. While waiting at at the airport for customers, somebody calls, we can give them a rate right away. Then we can get off the line and use our PUC instead to pre-arrange for them. And that's just my, because I have a PUC right now. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Floor is open for more discussion.
Let me just mention, the taxi, we, as a commissioners in the county, do we have a monitor for taxi? Anybody monitoring the taxis? We don't have,
Not,
so
not that
that's,
I'm aware of.
that's the issue, see, if you have nobody monitoring. And the cat's away, the mice play.
You mentioned about the line. Are you mentioning, is this line that you're referring to, is it on the pier that is state
Yeah.
ran and?
Any state facility, you have a taxi
Mhm.
designated area.
So maybe that's one thing that, so we don't have any jurisdiction over the pier that is state ran, right? But maybe that's something that we could maybe help voice. If it's not working the way it should be, or if it's, if it's not, people are being not accountable, right? Held accountable for it. Maybe that's something that we can look into, yeah,
Well, that's what I was saying,
maybe.
we have no monitor. Who's monitoring? If you tell me we got a monitor, then I'm gonna ask you, can you be there? So if we make a policy, then that way you provide clear designation on taxi and on PUC. You get this car, you're doing taxi, you just do taxi.
So you're not,
If you're doing
Not
PUC, you're on PUC, you get another vehicle, you do on PUC on that. Most tour companies have to do dual, and it's in their nature to buy another vehicle, they have to do something else. Anyway,
Okay.
If I may, Chair, this is Kira Bong, Deputy Corporation Counsel. So under the PUC rules, whatever that regulatory framework is, do the PUC rules mandate that only one vehicle be used if you have a PUC license?
what do you mean by one vehicle?
You're saying if you get a taxi license, you can only use taxi in that one vehicle. Is that the same for the PUC? If you're licensed under the PUC? only one
PUC, you can
vehicle?
actually have the same number and add. Like
So you can have multiple vehicles.
Yeah.
So the PUC charter,
Under
I went through it, I didn't see any limitations on that.
Under PUC, you have to have on DOT,
Mhm.
US DOT number
Which is supposed to be on the.
on top of the vehicle.
Yeah.
Most of them don't, they only have the PUC on it.
Yeah.
So nobody knows if are they legit PUC? Are they not legit? Because nobody has the DOT number on top.
I think that discussion is good, but those are all state level jurisdictions, right? So this is in regards to how does it affect the cab licensing. It's really, I think, the framework we have to sort of stay.
Um, Yeah, it's county, but what you're trying to do is, we're trying to keep everybody in their boundaries, right? You know, and when you start moving around your boundaries, then you're gonna lose steering.
I have a question. for
Yes,
you.
sir.
What, if you just had to take a percentage of business that encompasses your entire,
My company.
your company now? What's the percentage of loss or revenues coming from cabs and versus PUC?
If I get the taxi today, my vehicle will be a taxi PUC. But we, as I said, we have a lot of outside clients that we have to use it, because some of the clients actually ask if for the PUC, like the rates and everything.
So
Yeah.
you don't have to give me numbers, just the percentage of your revenue is contribution from, you think that will come from your PUC customers and your cab customers?
PUC should be about 60%. And my cab should be about 40 to 50. It's almost even.
Can you operate your cab solely on cab fare?
Yeah, because my plan is to go to the airport, so at the Kona airport, so yeah, I'm actually gonna line up over there. So.
I'd like to open the floor for any public comment online or from the other commissioners online. Anyone else like to discuss item 4? If not, we're gonna be moving on. I'm sorry, item 4. All right, closing the discussion for item 4, we're moving on to item 5, Mass Transit Administrator Report.
Yes, good afternoon, Zach Burgum, Administrator, Mass Transit Agency. So my first one here, the Fare Free program is extended to December 31st, 2028. An update on the Kona Transit Hub progress. We were originally looking at a area of land which was in front of the old Kmart in Kona. We've also been exploring other options as well, kind of near the West Hawaii Civic Center. So more to follow on that, but zoning in on the area that will be located for that. Regarding PAHOA Transit Hub progress, the categorical exclusion, or CADEX, is currently with the FTA for approval. So we're waiting to hear back on that. Once that is complete, we can move to the land acquisition phase for PAHOA Transit Hub. The update regarding bus stop and shelter improvements. So we got a project going on right now. We're looking at putting some shelters up in the next couple of months. We did just complete one. We had constructed up over at Mud Lane out in Waimea. And then after that, we're going to be looking at Papaico northbound and southbound on Highway 19, as well as the Analoa roundabout northbound and southbound as well, in Volcano Village. So that's the next shelters that are going to be on the improvement list that are going to be completed. Update on the microtransit program. So currently we're waiting for a notice to proceed so we can purchase vans, hoping to get at least 6 vans for the microtransit program. But like I said, waiting for the notice to proceed to be issued. That is the goal with that. And then we're going to be bringing on that entire program. The microtransit program basically is going to, touch those folks that live off the beaten path. They live in a more rural area. We get them where they need to go, because a lot of these big buses, they're too big and they're too heavy to go on like association type roads where we're going to damage them. They weigh too much. So these microtransit are going to go out and be able to get those folks and then bring them to the nearest official bus stop. And then those folks can then take the big bus into Hilo or Kona or wherever they're going to be going for the final destination. Regarding the agency's vehicle fleet, So currently, or actually just this past October, we did a blessing for 9 paratransit vans, as well as 4 battery electric buses. And so we've been running them, and it's been great. We also are procuring 7 refurbished MCI buses as well, which those will start trickling in around the end of June this year, and then the next couple of months after that. So that'll be 7 refurbished. We're also looking at 7 hybrid buses as well, procuring those, and then we're going to be bringing those online, as well as 3 additional diesel buses as well.
Hybrid is diesel.
It kind of both, right? So
Yeah.
hybrid, kind of similar to like your car, right?
Yeah.
So yeah,
But it's diesel.
diesel,
hybrid.
diesel
Yeah.
hybrid, yep. We've been hiring a few folks as well. So you see on here, administrative services assistant was hired in November, just a couple months ago. So that's great. That vacancy was there, or was open rather, for a couple of years. So we're very happy to have that person on board, as well as the accountant, which just started in January this month. Next up, we are doing our annual ADA training coming up, like we do every January, February. We close down services for the day, and we go over the training. It's not just mass transit agencies personnel, but it's also all the contractors as well that we work with. So we're going to be doing that, as well as Title VI and anti-discrimination and harassment training as well. Next up is bus route modifications and ridership. So we've been really looking at the ridership, looking at different routes that we can to modify and to better fit our community's needs. And so we are undergoing that right now as well. Update on the mass transit battery electric charging stations. So currently we use a mobile charger to charge these battery electric buses. But another thing that we're looking at doing is running these battery electric buses on the Kona side. And so we recently did a trial run with that. We took one of the battery electric buses from here at the Hilo base yard, took it over Saddle Road, and it made it all the way to Kona with 80% charge left on the batteries, which was pretty awesome. We recharged the bus at Roberts, Hawaii. They have a fixed route charger there, and which was just about an hour to basically just charge it back up to 100%. And then we brought it back over here. Once it got back to Hilo, it was at 79% left on the batteries. So it's been that was a really good trial run as we stretched the battery electric bus's legs, and we can see what its capabilities are. But like I mentioned, we're looking at running some of these buses over in Kona, putting them on a route for daily operations.
That was empty though, yeah.
That was an empty bus. Yep. And then the last one here is we do road audits, as well as in monitoring driver hours. After a driver has 8 hours of rest, no more than 10 hours of driving time behind the wheel. And then else in regards to for the road audits, we do go on the road, have the buses come over. We do inspections, as well as driver knowledge checks of the vehicle lift as well, the wheelchair lift.
Thank
That's
you,
all I got
Jeffrey.
on my list.
Any questions?
So the drivers are staying within the hour, they're not working. hours.
Absolutely. We have to closely monitor that.
Yeah, so they fill out their tag, those, the reports and hours they put in and
Everything is
the
tracked.
damage and everything that they're.
I have a
Online,
question. Sorry.
no, go ahead.
Okay, I have a question. Okay, so for when the bus driver picks up the riders, right? Are they normally say for example they come early, like they pick up at the Hilton or another hotel. Do they wait until their designated time for pickup, or they just leave? I think there's been some issues with them leaving early where they miss the riders from getting on the bus.
Thank you, Rose. No, I mean, that's why they have the designated times associated with the stops.
Okay.
It makes no sense if they leave before the stop was, they leave the stop before they were supposed to, because then they wouldn't have got the riders on board.
Right.
Do you have any specifics on like day or time?
Actually, it was just a couple of times, but then I ended up calling the Hele-On bus, and they had mentioned that there was another one, so they ended up catching the next bus that was en route to go to the destination they were going to. But
Mhm.
it hasn't been a big issue, but I just want to make sure that when they do have a new person that gets hired, they're aware of the designated time of pickup.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you, Rose. I do appreciate that. But yeah, like if you happen to catch, the day or the time or the bus number or anything like that too, like later on, if you can share it with us, be more than happy to track it down and kind of see what happened there and dissect that.
Okay, thank you.
Yep, thank you.
So what is the protocol on item number, the behavior part? What's the protocol for the driver? You have somebody that's rude or violent, what's
So I
the,
mean, if we do
what
got,
level can they?
absolutely.
protect
So I mean,
themselves?
sometimes it's easy, sometimes it's not, we have
Interesting.
rules of the road and some, if maybe there's an intoxicated person or whatever the case might be. But, we do have to exercise trespass notices. We have to do that for the safety and security of the driver, but also other passengers as well. To the level of that, it all kind of depends on the situation. A lot of times we also have security on board some of these buses as well. Not every single route, but a lot of them. And they're able to intervene also. It all depends on the situation, but the communication with the security on board, if there is security on board, the driver, but also dispatch and the police is key. Because whatever is happening, we can have police at that next bus stop or whatever it is. A location that they're going to be at soon, so they can pull over, the police can help intervene and issue the trespass notice. And we do it actively.
Yeah, I'm worried more about the women drivers, yeah. You got early in the morning or late in the evenings. And have they've been trained to know what the protocol is if they have somebody on the bus that's rude to them?
Absolutely.
Really?
Yeah.
And Roberts is doing that.
Right.
Roberts is their responsibility.
Well, for hiring drivers and stuff like that, right? So
Well,
yes, that
training.
is
Training.
in training, yeah.
Yeah, it's their responsibility. Right?
Yeah, I also have a question about passenger behavior.
Yes, hi, it's Emma, right?
Yeah, I'm
Hi.
Emma. I'm with the Hawaii Public Health Institute, and I'm the Healthy Eating and Active Living Coordinator. So we're trying to advocate for statewide free transit for youth this coming legislative session. And a lot of people do bring up, the safety concerns, and they're worried about buses, when they are free, maybe for youth. And so we are curious about any data you might be able to share about, did safety problems increase when our island went to fare-free bus or any kind of stuff around that. I don't know if you're able to share or can just give me a general idea, but I was just curious about that.
Safe, specifically regarding safety of folks.
Yes.
I don't think we really seen a big difference with that. Some of the differences we've seen, it's really a benefit to have more people want to ride the bus because, like the traffic from like Hilo to Waimea up Hamakua Coast, that traffic it's so thick, right? So we want to encourage people to use the bus. So then in turn, it's lighter on the traffic in general for everybody just trying to get from point A to point B.
Mhm.
Are you going to have things happen on the buses? That's anywhere you go, you know what I mean? But being fare free for the next couple of years and basically also the way we have been in the past couple of years, it's been great. We've seen ridership that's kind of just right under 1 million out of a 12-year block or 12-month block rather. But yeah, we definitely encourage people to use the bus and they do.
That's wonderful. Yeah, I think it's kind of like a fear that people, they don't try it. They just think it like, oh, well then all the people who are experiencing homelessness are going to be on the bus or kids are going to be on it just hanging out and causing trouble. But it sounds like that hasn't been the case.
It all depends. Sometimes we have problems with homelessness. Sometimes we have problems with school-aged kids on the bus. Sometimes we have problems just with whatever. Sometimes it's service animals. It all depends on the situation, but there's just so many things to take into account with that. These buses are great. These 4 battery electric buses are some of the most sophisticated buses you're ever going to see. They're pleasant, they're quiet to ride in. They're just awesome. You know what I mean? So we're definitely moving in the right direction.
That's great. Thank you so much for your time.
Thanks, Emma.
Floor is still open for any more questions.
I'm sorry, I only have like 5 minutes left before I go to my next meeting. I'm so sorry. Do you guys need me for anything else?
We got maybe about 5 minutes. We'll close, we'll make it quick.
Okay, sounds
If,
good.
No more questions for the Mass Transit Administrator Zachary. We're gonna close item number 5 and move on to number 6, future agenda items. Any suggestions for next to add to next agenda meeting? Please, you can do that now or submit that before the meeting. For our charter, we do have to elect a new chair every year, so you want to definitely think about any nominees you'd like for a new chair. Number 7, March, our next meeting is scheduled for March, and I'm sure anyone taking suggestions for next meeting date, or Mrs. Jinabusa will suggest some in the near future.
Probably the last week of March, whatever works for you.
All right, I just need to mention that I might be in the Philippines signing up pensioners, so I might be out for 3 weeks in March. Just a heads up.
Okay, so just the last week in March is in between the 23rd and the 29th, or 24th to the 28th. Are you available during that time?
Possibly the end of the month, about there. I think it should be okay.
Okay.
I think we're going from the second week to the third week. Well,
I go
maybe
for-
coming back at that time.
When.
Yeah.
26.
Me too, 26 sounds good.
County holiday.
Oh.
That's why we're all over.
Can we push for the 28th?
Oh,
That's
20.
Saturday.
Oh, maybe not the 27th.
Yeah,
27,
27th,
27th?
okay, March 27th.
Okay, let's push for the 27th.
Friday.
All right, that concludes our meeting, everybody. Motion to close.
Motion.
Close, second, all right. Thank you, everybody. We appreciate the public attending and our taxi cab applicants. You valued service to our community, and we appreciate you guys going through the process. All right, thank you,
Thank you.
everybody. Have a good day.
Thank you. Bye, guys. Bye.
Okay.